she had gotten the Gardasil shot on June 3rd, and her dad had taken her. And a few days later, she was telling me, she said, "Mom, I feel really tired." And she also said, "I feel like dizzy when I stand up." She had never complained of anything like that before. Well, I guess complained being tired before, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. And it was not until some time later that I realized that that had significance. The way I came to find out about the Gardasil was while we were having dinner together, my sister and her dad and I. And Richard said, "You know, a friend of mine heard something about Gardasil and that it's been associated with some deaths." And my sister and I we dropped our forks. It was like, oh my God. And could that be? I went on VAERS. I had some contact with various agencies like Judicial Watch and NVIC, and I learned that you could get information about other reported cases. So I got copies of those things, and I began to see that there were other deaths, and some of them were like Chris's, where the cause of death was unknown, and these were healthy girls, and death was sudden. And I thought, you know, we have to find a way to get in touch with each other. Really, Chris was indifferent to it, really, and it was sort of like I said, well, maybe you should do it. She was 21, and you know, you're supposed to have it before you might have any exposure to HPV viruses, and so we thought, well, okay, maybe you should do it now as opposed to later, and it's safe. So we had no idea that there were any possibility of adverse events. We didn't even know about dizziness and fatigue, let alone death or illness or paralysis or seizures or any of the other things that have been reported, which is why those of us whose daughters have experienced this want people to know. We want them to know what we didn't know.